Imagine this. You're up late, working while everyone else is asleep. No one sees the long hours. No one notices the sacrifices. It's just you and the grind. There's no applause, no validation, no quick rewards, but deep down, you feel it. Something real is building. This is what silent success looks like. In a world where everyone's trying to be seen, where people post every little move, the most powerful ones do the opposite. They move in silence. They stay focused, disciplined, unaffected by the noise around them. They don't waste time trying to prove anything. They don't explain themselves. They just do the work and let the results speak for themselves. So if you've ever felt like you need to announce your goals, explain your path, or ask for approval, stop. The greatest success stories, they're written in silence, in quiet rooms, by people who kept going when no one was watching. While others chase attention, post for likes, and wait for approval, the wise choose something better: action. The Stoics, those ancient masters of self-control, knew this well. They didn't waste time talking about their goals. They acted, and that's what made all the difference. There will always be people who doubt you. Let them. Let them talk. Let them wait to see results while you're busy creating them. Real success isn't about proving them wrong. It's about proving yourself right. You're not here to meet their expectations. You're here to go beyond your own. And when you feel tired, when doubt creeps in, when you think of quitting, remember, the pain you feel today is the groundwork for the victory you'll stand on tomorrow. That's the Stoic path, the path of quiet excellence. Don't let outside noise shake your purpose. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, every challenge you lean into, you're getting stronger. You're forging yourself into something solid, something rare, something powerful. And when the world finally notices you, it won't be because you begged for attention. It'll be because you became undeniable. Not loud, not flashy, just real. Trust the process. Let go of the need to be recognized right now. Keep showing up. Keep working. Let the world catch up later. Because when they finally see you, they won't just see someone who made it. They'll see someone who never stopped, someone who chose effort over comfort, someone who mastered the art of silent greatness. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be. Be one." That's it. Don't talk about what needs to be done. Just do it. Words mean nothing without action. You can declare your dreams to the world, but if you don't back them up with work, they're just empty words floating away. The world doesn't reward talkers. It rewards doers. Too many people want applause before they've even earned it. They announce their plans, hoping for praise. But that praise, it can bring doubt, envy, pressure. Every second you spend justifying your journey is a second stolen from the actual work. If you really want to grow, block out the noise. Lock in. Let your results speak. That's what true power looks like. It grows in silence, fed by patience, and only revealed when it's ready. This road won't be easy. You'll face setbacks. You'll question yourself. Even your own mind will try to trick you, pushing you to seek validation too early. But resist. True mastery isn't about being noticed. It's about being undeniable. Eventually, people will notice. Not because you ask them to, but because they can't ignore what you've built. So let's walk this path together. Let these powerful principles guide you on how to focus only on yourself, move in silence, and let your efforts speak. 1. Master the art of silent discipline. Most people stay stuck in a loop, talking about what they'll do, seeking approval, craving recognition. But the Stoics understood something different. Discipline is silent. Epictetus, once a slave, later a philosopher, taught that real progress should be shown, not spoken. When you share your goals too soon, you give people the chance to doubt you, judge you, or talk you out of it. Your mind, distracted by all the noise, shifts from doing to defending, from working to explaining. Picture a sculptor. He doesn't stand beside a block of marble shouting, "I'm making a statue." He just starts carving, chip by chip, hour by hour, silently removing everything that doesn't belong. Until one day, there it is, a figure so precise it looks alive. Now imagine another sculptor, constantly stepping back, posting every chisel mark, asking, "Does this look good?" Waiting for likes before he continues. His hand hesitates, his vision blurs, because his mind is not on the stone, but on the crowd. That same idea applies to your personal growth. Talk too much about your goals before you've built anything, and you invite judgment, doubt, and pressure. Instead of using your energy to build, you spend it explaining, defending, and performing. But the wise? They don't need to be seen, they let effort speak. There's also science behind this. Studies show that when you talk about your goals, your brain can feel like it already accomplished something. You get a little high from the attention, but you lose motivation to actually follow through. It feels good in the moment, but nothing's really changed. True discipline is built alone, without attention, without applause, without needing permission. You show up, you do the work, and each quiet effort adds up. One day, the results will be too real to ignore. That's the power of silent discipline. Work on your goals quietly. Keep your dreams to yourself. Write them down in a private journal. But don't tell anyone what you're building. Let your silence create momentum. Let it build trust in yourself. That's how greatness is born, not in the spotlight, but in silence. Far from judgment, away from distractions, while no one is watching. This same mindset applies to everything, whether you're learning a skill, climbing in your career, or transforming your life. The ones who truly succeed aren't the ones talking about what they plan to do. They're the ones immersed in it, focused, patient, fully committed. They resist the urge to show off, to prove anything, to seek recognition too soon. Instead, they trust the process. They let their efforts build quietly until the day comes when no one can ignore what they've done. 2. Stop seeking validation. The moment you start looking for validation, you hand your power over to someone else. The Stoics taught us that outside approval is unreliable. It fades, it changes, and it's not worth chasing. Seneca warned that anyone who depends on praise becomes a slave to opinion. They're always at the mercy of what others think. Imagine a sculptor working on a statue. If he stops to ask for feedback after every stroke of his chisel, he'll never finish. And worse, he may never create anything true to himself. Real mastery comes from within. The only voice you need to listen to is your own. Now imagine that sculptor again, always adjusting based on what people say, changing his design at every suggestion. What happens? He loses his own vision. His work becomes scattered, unclear, unfocused. That same thing happens in life. If your confidence is built on what people say, you'll always be at their mercy. If they praise you, you feel good. If they criticize, you feel small. But in both cases, you've given your emotions away to something outside of you. The Stoics knew this was a dangerous way to live. When your self-worth depends on others, you're no longer free. True power, it comes from self-belief, from trusting your own path, even when no one else sees it. That's why many of the greatest minds, the true masters of any craft, often work in solitude. They don't talk about what they're doing. They focus, they execute, and when they're done, the results speak. Take a moment. Think about one area of your life where you're chasing approval. Ask yourself honestly, am I doing this for me or to impress someone else? Now try this. Write down 3 goals. Make them yours, just for your own growth. Don't tell anyone. Work on them in silence. No announcements, no updates. Just do the work and feel the freedom in it. That's what real power feels like. 3. Detachment from opinion. The Stoics believed that to live freely, we have to let go of the need for approval. The more you care about what others think, the less control you have over your own mind. Imagine walking through a storm. The wind is howling. The rain is slapping your face. You can barely see what's ahead. If you react to every gust of wind, if you flinch at every thunderclap, you'll keep stumbling, second-guessing yourself, unsure whether to move forward or turn back. But if you focus on your steps, keep your head down, and take one solid stride after another, you'll push through. No matter the chaos around you, that storm, it's the world, the opinions, the noise, the judgment, and most people get lost in it. They hear whispers of doubt, they see raised eyebrows, they notice when others don't clap. And suddenly, they slow down. They wonder, am I doing the right thing? Should I change my direction? That's how progress dies. The Stoics knew this. They taught that when we allow others to guide our emotions, we lose the power to guide our own lives. You must become like a traveler in harsh weather, focused, steady, and unmoved by what swirls around you. Because the storm will always be there. Sometimes it's doubt from others. Sometimes it's your own fear. Sometimes it's criticism or jealousy thrown your way. But you don't stop because of noise. You don't bend because someone doesn't believe in you. A tree that bends to every wind will never grow tall. It must root itself deep, stable, grounded, unshakable. The stronger the roots, the less it's affected by what blows through. You are that tree. Your roots are your discipline, your mindset, your self-awareness, and your purpose. If those roots are shallow, you'll be shaken by every opinion. But if they run deep, no storm can move you. There will always be people who doubt you. Some will try to distract you. Some will throw stones. Not because you're wrong, but because your growth threatens something in them. Don't take it personally. Their voices are just that. Noise, and noise only has power when you listen. What truly matters is your belief in yourself. Your focus is sacred. Protect it, guard it, and use it. Because what you build in silence, with full focus and no need for outside approval, will speak louder than anything you could ever say. Stay on the path. Ignore the distractions. Silence the voices that don't help you grow. And just keep going, quietly, deliberately, step by step. Imagine yourself as a ship sailing through a storm. The waves are high, the wind is loud, but your hands are steady on the wheel because you know where you're going. And no matter how rough the sea gets, you'll get there. The storm will pass. But your progress, that stays with you. And when the skies finally clear, you'll be standing strong. Not because it was easy, but because you endured. 4. Embrace hard work. Hard work isn't just something you do. It's something that shapes you. To the Stoics, labor wasn't punishment. It was sacred. Seneca said it best. Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. The pain, that's where growth begins. The struggle, that's the reward. Avoiding hard work keeps you soft, but leaning into it, that's where strength is built. Think of a mountain climber. Every step burns. Every breath is harder than the last. The air gets thinner. The climb gets steeper. But they keep moving. Why? Because the summit is waiting. They're not focused on how far they have to go. Just the next step, the next breath, the next hold. Their progress is slow, exhausting, but steady. That's what real success feels like. It's not flashy. It's not easy. It's effort. Relentless, daily effort. Everyone wants success, but few are willing to suffer for it. Most people choose the easy road. It's comfortable, but it doesn't lead anywhere. The hard road, the one full of obstacles and resistance, that's the one that shapes you. That's the one that turns effort into excellence. True strength, It's built in struggle. True resilience, it's forged through failure. You can't grow if you're always avoiding discomfort. A soldier doesn't become tough by avoiding battle. He gets there by facing it, by adapting, fighting, and refusing to quit. And it's the same for your mind, for your body, for your willpower. If they're never tested, they'll never be strong. So if you want to become someone powerful, you have to go through what others run from: discomfort, failure, solitude, doubt. The work you put in today, that's building the life you'll live tomorrow. Every moment of effort stacks up, like bricks in a wall, like stones in a fortress. You can't have results without discipline. You can't reach the top without sacrifice. The people who rise above the rest, they're the ones who keep working when no one's watching, who keep pushing when no one's cheering, who keep going when everything says stop. Hard work isn't a burden. It's the path to self-mastery. The person who keeps going through fatigue, doubt, and setbacks, they're the ones who eventually stand tall, not by accident, not by luck, but by quiet, relentless effort. The Stoics knew this well. Progress isn't handed to you, it's earned. And only those who sacrifice comfort will ever touch true success. Work on your craft. Train yourself to be comfortable in discomfort, because that's where real power lives. 5. Embrace failure as fuel for growth. Failure is not the end. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's part of the path. The Stoics didn't fear failure. They used it. Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." Every setback you face is an opportunity to become tougher, to grow wiser, to push past your old limits. Too many people see failure and think, "I'm not good enough." They take it personally. They give up. But the Stoics saw it differently. Failure is feedback. It's not who you are. It's just where you are right now. Every great person has stumbled. Every master was once a beginner who failed, fell, and kept going. What sets them apart? They learned. They adjusted. They never stopped. If you can look at failure and ask, "What is this teaching me?" then you've already won. Picture an athlete training for a marathon. The first few runs are brutal. They feel slow. They feel weak, but they don't stop. Each run gets a little easier. Their lungs get stronger. Their legs get faster. That struggle becomes pride. It's the same in life. You don't grow by avoiding mistakes. You grow by wrestling with them, by pushing through them, by choosing to come back better every time. A student doesn't master a subject by always getting the answers right. They learn through confusion, frustration, and trying again. A leader doesn't gain wisdom without making tough calls, and sometimes the wrong ones. Growth always comes after discomfort. Failure, when used well, is a teacher. It shows you where you're weak. It points out what needs work, and it gives you the chance to improve. The Stoics welcomed failure. They didn't sit in shame. They studied their mistakes. They adjusted, and they kept going. Try this. Think of a recent failure. Don't just feel bad about it. Break it down. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What can I change going forward? How can this make me stronger? List 3 lessons. Write them down. That's how you turn failure into fuel and keep moving. 6. Master your emotions. The Stoics believed real strength isn't about controlling others. It's about mastering yourself. Emotional control is one of the highest forms of strength, but it takes discipline, self-awareness, and perspective. Most people react without thinking. They get angry, they panic. They let fear and doubt run the show. But not the Stoic. The Stoic pauses. They feel, yes, but they don't let feelings drive the wheel. They respond with clarity, not emotion, with intention, not impulse. 7. Build discipline through small daily habits. Pick just one habit, something small that brings you closer to your goal. Then commit to it, every day, no matter what. It doesn't have to be big, just consistent. Track your progress. Keep it simple. Just a note in a journal or a check mark on a calendar. Over time, you'll see something powerful. Consistency builds transformation. To make it easier, create a system you can't fail. Attach your new habit to something you already do. Set reminders. Record your efforts. Eventually, the habit becomes automatic. Discipline replaces motivation, and what once felt hard becomes just part of who you are. As a Stoic practice, reflect at the end of each week. Where did you stay consistent? Where did you slip? Adjust your approach. Tweak the system, refine the process. That's how self-discipline becomes effortless, through honest reflection and steady action. 8. Let silence be your strategy. Silence is not weakness, it's strategy. The Stoics knew that silence is power. When you speak less, you hear more. When you hear more, you learn. And when you learn, you gain an edge over those who only talk. A person who masters silence also masters energy, time, and presence. The ability to pause, to hold back words, to observe, to respond instead of react, is a sign of deep inner strength. Too many people give away their energy by talking too much. They reveal their plans too early, announce their goals, and lose momentum before they even begin. When you speak your dreams too soon, you invite doubt, envy, and distraction. Worse, studies show that just talking about your goals can trick your brain into thinking you've already done something, and that kills motivation. The result? Lots of talk, very little action. The Stoic understands. Real power is restraint. They move in silence, they build in private, and they let their results speak. Every time you stop to explain yourself, you're taking time away from actually doing the work. True achievers don't need to be seen at the start. They know success is not something to be discussed. It's something to be built. Words are cheap, action is rare, and action is what counts. So instead of speaking about your ambitions, channel that energy into execution. Let your silence build mystery. Let it create surprise. Let people wonder, let them guess. And then, when your work is undeniable, you won't have to say a word, because your results will say everything. Leonardo da Vinci kept notebooks full of ideas and inventions, but he didn't rush to share them until they were ready. Great military leaders move in secrecy. They know surprise determines victory. Even in nature, the most successful predators don't roar before the hunt. They stay hidden. They strike when the time is right. Think of a lion. It doesn't announce its move. It waits. It watches. And when the moment comes, it pounces. Be like the lion. Let them talk while you build. Let them guess while you grow. Let your actions speak so loudly that words are no longer necessary. For the next 30 days, try this. Say nothing about your plans. Don't talk about your goals, your struggles, or your progress. Just do the work, quietly. Then watch how focused, clear, and powerful you begin to feel. 9. Embrace solitude to build inner strength. The path to mastery. It's not crowded, and the Stoics knew it's often lonely. Seneca once wrote, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. The process is mutual." But sometimes that means walking alone, because not everyone will understand your ambition. Some will criticize you, others will try to pull you back into comfort. Why? Because your discipline reflects their inaction. Your focus reminds them of what they've neglected, and that makes them uncomfortable. Some will mock you, some will resent you, some will try to talk you out of your path. But their opinions hold no weight. The words of those who won't strive should never influence those who refuse to settle. Be prepared to walk alone if you must. That's the price of greatness, and also what makes it so rewarding. Many want the rewards of discipline. Few are willing to accept the solitude that comes with it. But don't fear solitude. Use it. Let it sharpen you. Alone time isn't wasted time. It's when growth happens. It's when reflection happens. It's when you finally hear your own thoughts. A warrior doesn't fear training alone. While others waste time, he sharpens his blade. He strengthens his body. He masters his mind. And when battle comes, he's ready. Not because of luck, but because of the quiet hours no one saw. Solitude isn't just about working, it's about discovery. It's where clarity is found, where breakthroughs happen, and where deep focus unlocks new possibilities. The philosopher steps away not to escape life, but to understand it more clearly. The writer goes silent, not to avoid people, but to create something lasting. The inventor disappears, not to be forgotten, but to build something that will change everything. Used with intention, solitude becomes a tool. It clears your mind, sharpens your vision, and brings you face to face with yourself. Many of history's greatest minds, Leonardo da Vinci, Nikola Tesla, Friedrich Nietzsche, valued solitude. They saw it not as isolation, but as clarity. And yes, solitude isn't easy. The mind craves connection. Loneliness can feel heavy, but there's a difference between being alone and feeling alone. Those who use solitude as a tool don't feel lonely. They feel focused. They fill their days with learning, their minds with progress, and their hearts with purpose. They don't chase approval because they've already approved of themselves. Solitude becomes a privilege, a quiet space to create something meaningful without interference. It also teaches you self-sufficiency. Those who fear being alone usually haven't learned how to stand on their own. They chase constant company, endless entertainment, and empty validation, trying to fill a void that only inner strength can fill. But the Stoics knew, true power begins when you no longer fear being alone. Within you, there is strength the world hasn't seen yet, and you don't need noise to prove it. The Stoics trained themselves to be content in solitude, to find peace in their own thoughts, and to find joy in becoming better, not in chasing pleasure. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." That's real strength, not needing distractions to feel whole. Just your mind, your purpose, and your discipline. Think of an oak tree standing alone on a hill. It doesn't lean on the forest for shelter. It doesn't complain when the storms come. Instead, its roots dig deeper, its trunk thickens, and in that isolation, it becomes unshakable. That's what solitude does to you. It doesn't weaken you. It shapes you. It makes you undeniable. The moment you stop chasing approval, you step into a different world, a world where success comes from your own actions, not from applause. Solitude clears your vision. It removes the noise, and it gives you the space to build what matters. When you stop looking to others for permission, you finally give yourself the freedom to create, to grow, to lead your own way. And when the world finally notices, it won't be because you shouted. It'll be because you moved in silence and let your results make the noise. The world respects what it cannot ignore. And when your discipline, your actions, and your transformation become undeniable, they'll come looking. But by then, you won't need them. If you ever feel alone on the journey, remind yourself solitude is temporary, but the strength it builds lasts forever. Fill your space with wisdom. Read books that stretch your mind. Surround yourself with thoughts that lift you, and learn to enjoy your own company. Because when you can do that, you'll never feel alone again. By now, you've seen it. The path to mastery isn't loud. It isn't filled with applause or shortcuts. It's built with three things: discipline, silence, and relentless action. That's the Stoic way. The great Stoics didn't need recognition. They didn't beg for understanding. They did the work day after day and let the results speak. Their strength wasn't in how they talked, but in how they kept showing up, unshaken by praise or criticism. You don't need anyone to believe in you. You don't need to be seen to be powerful. You only need to commit. Fully, completely, and consistently. Work hard, in silence, with trust in the process. Because greatness doesn't come from luck. It comes from effort stacked over time. It comes from not quitting. The Stoics knew. Quick victories fade, but quiet, unseen effort builds something lasting. The world may not see you yet. It may question your choices, mock your focus, doubt your discipline. Let them talk. Because in time, your work will speak. Your transformation will show, and when they finally look up, they'll see someone who's already won. Not because of recognition, but because of who you became in the process. Greatness doesn't ask for attention. It commands it. The greats in history never waited for permission. They didn't need applause to keep going. They built in silence and let their results roar. You have that same power. Let go of the need to be noticed. Let go of the urge to explain and focus entirely on the work. The real win isn't the applause. It's knowing, deep down, that you became better than who you were yesterday. The battle is not out there, it's within. Against laziness, against doubt, against fear. When you conquer that, nothing can stop you. True success is built, not announced. Success isn't a single moment. It's a process, a lifestyle. It's the sum of all the silent sacrifices, the nights you didn't quit, the mornings you pushed through. Don't chase applause. Chase mastery. Most people quit before they break through. They mistake slow progress for failure. But the Stoics knew, progress is progress, no matter how small. A tree grows for years before it bears fruit. So does greatness. Train yourself to be patient, to stay calm in chaos, to keep moving even when no one is watching. Discipline is a muscle. Every time you choose focus over distraction, effort over ease, persistence over quitting, you grow stronger. Soon, discipline becomes part of who you are. Then the question is no longer, will I succeed? But how soon? That's when you become unstoppable. Because now, your power isn't built on motivation, it's built on identity. You're the kind of person who keeps going. You are the one who doesn't need recognition. You're the one who doesn't stop until the work is done. And when the world finally sees you, they won't just see success. They'll see strength, resilience, mastery. This is the way of the Stoic. Stay steady. Stay focused. Let them doubt you. Let them wait to see proof. Because while they talk, you build. While they seek attention, you seek improvement. While they drift, you rise. This is the way of silent greatness. This is the path of inner power. This is the way of the Stoic. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.